You had me scared. You had me scared. Sorry for the late start to the show, you guys. I was about to take a dump in my pants, so had to put it off for just a few moments. But we here.
Step in the ring, feel the adrenaline rush, throwing fists and kicks, the pain we can't hush. And then they find us, we're the real tough guys, breaking down barriers, we aim for the skies. Into the octagon, like a warrior I stand, trading blows, taking hits as I command. The art of combat, I'm ready to go. Submission, knockout, that's how I flow. Unleashing the fury like an untamed beast, locked in a cage where strength is released. Striking precision, grappling with might, the golden octagon. The stage we ignite. Unleashing the fury like an untamed beast, locked in a cage where strength is released. Striking precision, grappling with might, the golden octagon. The stage we ignite.
And we are live. Welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast with your hosts, Matt and D Rose.
And what's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Glad you could make it here to none other than the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast right here on the Golden Octagon MMA channel. My name is Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen. We appreciate you guys for stopping by here, hanging out with us, listening to us talk some fights here tonight. I'm going to let you know what we are going to be talking about on today's show. We are going to start off. Well, first, we're going to pretty much just chat back and forth for a few minutes. Let's be real. But then we will recap UFC 307. D Rose is going to be eating some beans, and it ain't just one. It ain't two. It's 3 beans for the clean sweep this week. So, I had the 3 last week, so it's D Rose's turn to eat the 3 beans this week. We've got some UFC news
On
and fight
BS too.
We've got
some
some
BS.
UFC news and fight announcements to go over. We will be making our picks, give you our reads and everything for this upcoming weekend's fights in the Apex UFC Fight Night. Royval versus I'm happy, thank you. Our preview, our picks, and then I'm ready this week, D Rose. I have the play ready. Not only do I have a plus 150, I think, as my podcast play of the week, I have a crazy long shot prop of the week that's like plus 26 or plus 2,900 right now that I already put a 5 on. So I'll let you guys in on that as well. So with that being said, let's shout out the chat real quick, and then we'll get started. We got Dave Fish for Days in here with that. I'm happy, thank you. From we got Lush Low Made It. I appreciate you stopping by here tonight, Lush. We also, D-Rose, I got to pop something up on the screen real quick while I'm thinking about it, because our guy Lush Lemaine, he was able to go to Anthony Pettis Fight Championship this past week. And he was able to meet DJ, Anthony Pettis, and Tony Ferguson, I believe. And he went to shake hands with Tony Ferguson and hit him with the ankle pick there. So shout out Lush Lomain for hitting Tony with the fake handshake ankle.
Let's
pick.
go. Clean.
Shout out
yeah.
Lush Lomain. That you are the
Yeah,
man
that's
for that, Lush.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Lush, I gotta know his reaction to when you do that. Was he pissed? Was he happy? Was he telling you, hey, watch it, brother? Hey, watch it, brother. I'm talking. Did he give you any of that? I gotta know.
That's hilarious. We got Riley with the hell yeah fire. We got Daniel Aker in here with the LFG. We got a super sticker dono in here from Tim. Appreciate you, Tim. You are the absolute man. So thank you very much for that. We got Dave Fish for Days calling it now. Poeton's first sub is going to be that dude on the Contender Series last night. Wouldn't surprise me. That dude was.
You know they're going to fast track that. You know they're going to fast track him to the title too. Like he's literally going to have 1, maybe 2 fights, and then he's going to end up. Artem is going to end up skipping over Magomed Ankalaev to win the title.
You're going to be one of his opponents, D-Rose. So.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
Yeah. We got Lush with the laughing in there. Valid reason to delay the stream. I had to, you guys. D-Rose looking hype for the beans.
Just ecstatic, dude. I mean, how can you not see it? I mean, just unbelievably hype.
Yeah. The Hurricane took Barnett off the card. How sad is that, D-Rose, that Chris Barnett got taken off the card because I think his house or his family's house is pretty much in the path of the Hurricane. So hope everything is good with Chris Barnett. Everyone, keep him in your prayers.
Okay, so I am such a child. Is it bad that I read it and I said, so the Hurricane just picked Chris Barnett up and carried him away? Like that was how I read that comment in my mind. So I did not mean to laugh about Chris Barnett's situation. I just had that thought in my head as saying the Hurricane carried Chris Barnett away.
Oh no! All right, we got Anthony saying APFC is decent. Lush is a savage, says Dave. They're saying that the man first. Riley says that's what's up, and Lush answering saying he laughed it off completely.
Nice.
Ankle pics. He wasn't.
Shit only, baby.
Well, he don't know who Lush Lemaine is. He should have been worried, Lush. He should have. So with that being said, we are through the comments. We appreciate you guys stopping by here early tonight, hanging out with us. So with that being said, D-Rose, how have you been over the past week or so, my guy? How'd you do betting wise this past weekend? Did you win anything? Because I know I didn't.
No, the only thing, so I'd gotten, we had been talking. I said, hey, if there's plus 100 or more props, or if there's something that I like as an underdog, I want to get a little bit more comfortable, pulling the trigger on just that one. And so Austin Hubbard, of course, he ended up losing by split decision. Rocky Pennington by decision. Of course, she lost by a split decision. Jose Aldo, of course, he lost by split decision.
Look, now you actually could read it like that. I'll take it. Tim saying he took a
dude. Dude. I got absolutely whooped. The only thing I hit was I did hit Joaquin Buckley round 3 or decision. That was the only thing I did hit. It was plus 100. But other than that, I got my ass whooped this past Saturday, unfortunately.
The bad part about it is I feel like even during the fights, I was like, oh, this is exactly how I thought the fight was going to go. I just feel like when it got to the judges' scorecards, dude, I was just like, what? Are we watching the same thing for the most part? And and we'll talk about it. But I am in a disagreement with a lot of people as the cat
my cat sitting in my lap.
I am in disagreement with a lot of people on the co-main event from this past weekend. But we'll talk about it. And then we've got I got money back from Saturday last night on Contender Series. That's what's up, Dave. That's what's up. At least you were able to get that back. The Buckley KO went exactly how I imagined it. D-Rose football has been saving me, dude. I've just been losing my money on MMA and then winning it back on football, dude.
Yeah.
So
no, same. I told you one of my worst nights betting ever was UFC Noche. That was literally one of my worst ones in the last couple weekends as well in UFC. Dude, I've been getting my ass whooped besides a William Gomez here or there.
I got you. So with that being said, D-Rose, this past weekend, we had UFC 307 in Salt Lake City, headlined by Alex Poeton Pereira, taking on Khalil Roundtree, dude. And the fight lasted longer than I personally thought it was going to be honest. I had Alex KO 1, 2, 3, or the fight to go under 2.5 in the majority of my shit, dude. But I guess it took a little bit for Alex to get started. And then round 3, I think, it was, I guess something happened, dude. Something happened in that 3rd round where Alex was like, "Oh, okay." And then in that 4th round, dude, I don't know if Alex got hit one time in that entire 4th round. Like that performance of Alex, like in the 4th, dude, it was like Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz, dude. He was just an inch out of the way of every one of Khalil's shots and just absolutely pieced him up there at the end. Hit him with a few body shots and ended him with an uppercut, dude. Khalil is a warrior. Dude, that Khalil would have absolutely destroyed Jamal Hill, and dude, I hope they do fight, dude, because I cannot wait to bet on Jamal Hill to get knocked out. And also, I know you're gonna ask it. Did you see Jamal Hill's reaction? He's like,
I was actually going to ask, because I know you are a noted Khalil Roundtree hater. Did that performance have you earned a little bit more respect for him coming out of the fight?
Well, he didn't fight like he normally fights, so I guess that kind of took me off guard. Like you didn't really see any of the wild punches at all, to be honest. Like all of his, he had pretty clean striking in this fight specifically. But go back and watch any other Khalil Roundtree fight. Just watch him versus Anthony Smith. He whips his arm behind him first to then punch you. It makes no sense at all. But not so much of that.
Fast.
Yeah. Not so much of that.
Oh, yeah, Jamal Hill.
Fight, yeah, but
Jamal
Hill, was there a better place for this to happen at than Salt Lake City, dude? I feel like the crowd was salty the entire night, and the king of salt, Jamal Hill, there, just, dude, what are you yawning at? Are you yawning at him taking too long to knock out Khalil? He knocked you out sooner, dude. So are you not impressed by the fight or by the performance? Dude, he just made no sense. And he was looking like he weighed about 263, 264, dude. He would look like he would have to cut to heavyweight, if I'm going to be honest. Like, he doesn't look in any kind of shape at all, dude. And just a bag of milk there, just yawning in the crowd, dude. If there's something you should be yawning at, it's yourself, brother. So with that being said, co-main event, dude. Everyone thought Rocky won this fight, dude, and I actually messaged you at the end of the fight, dude. And I was like, I think this comes down to the 1st round, dude, and right after the 1st round, I fucking messaged you. I was like, yo, Rocky is getting caught by that Allberg check left hook, and I was like, Pena left hook, because dude, every time Rocky came in, dude, Pena would hit her with the hook and circle out, dude. In the entire 1st round, I was like, I thought Pena won that 1st round. Apparently I'm the only one on earth, aside from those 3 judges, that thought Pena won that 1st round. But I actually messaged you after that 1st round, and I was like, yo, Pena's striking doesn't look bad, and she's countering pretty well. And I guess no one else actually saw that. I thought Rocky won. What was it? Dude, I forgot.
Probably the last 2, 4 and 5.
Yeah. So I thought it was. So I thought actually probably Pena had already fucking won the fight, going into the championship rounds, at least from what I can remember. But I had Pena 4-5 or decision. I could have been maybe swayed by a bet that I had, but I thought she won. What are your thoughts on the co-main event, Dearest?
I mean, for me, I thought Rocky won. I thought she won, so I thought she, I guess in the 1st round, obviously it was a swing round, because I thought rounds 2 and 3, obviously Pena, rounds 4 and 5, obviously Rocky. Rocky dropped her in the 4th, worked her in the 5th. And then the rounds 2 and 3 was a lot of back control from Juliana Pena. I thought the striking was close. I guess I just thought Rocky had just done a little bit more. I know a lot of it was, Pena was landing the check hook and was kind of going out, but I thought that Rocky's boxing overall, she was just landing a couple more 1s and 2s. But I mean, it was a close fight, but this was the one that I was the most in disagreement with because I did think that Rocky won round one, and then I don't know. I think the whole thing about it is what's frustrating watching the fight is, let's be fair here, Pena got her ass kicked those last 2 rounds. Like she got her ass kicked. Like Rocky Pennington has not dropped anybody in the UFC. That was the first opponent she had dropped in the UFC was Juliana Pena. Like Juliana Pena was getting worked. And I think it's so hard for people to grasp the concept of watching Pena get her ass kicked for the last 2 rounds. And then everybody turn around and like, dude, she won? How did she win? She got her ass kicked the whole time. But it's the unfortunate scoring system with the UFC going to the 10-9. And, you know, I think like how the old pride rules or even one does now, you know, whoever's basically winning the back end of the fight basically wins the fight. So it's like you can drop the first 3 rounds intentionally and win the last 2 and you'll win the whole fight. Don't want to say that I want to see the UFC get to that point, but I can understand why people were upset about the Rocky not getting the nod because notably I was too, but understandably so. That first round is very close and ended up being the swing round to really give Rocky sour apples.
If there was anything to be mad at, it was the featured fight decision between Mario Bautista and Jose Aldo, dude. Because this one, I feel like everyone and their mom was on Jose Aldo as the dog, dude. And I think we just need to stay away from the public dogs, dude. Because I don't know if I heard one person say Mario Bautista is going to win this fight this weekend, dude. So I feel like everyone was on Jose Aldo. I was heavy on him, dude. And even at the end, dude, I thought he won. I thought he won still too. So it just all went to the judges, man. So you know what can you do? Judges took that one. I'm gonna finish these off, the roast, and then I'll pass it back to you. Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland, dude. I had Roman Dolidze via sub at plus 1400, dude. I thought if he won, he was going to end up submitting Kevin Holland, and truly, if that fight continued, I think Roman Dolidze probably would have ended up submitting Kevin Holland because you could just see how much bigger he was in the cage, dude. It looked like two different sized like advantages in there. But Anthony just wants open scoring. See y'all in Abu Dhabi. No shot, man. That's D Rose is scared of airplanes, and I'm not flying over there, man.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah. So yeah. It ends up being called off after the first round. Kevin Holland injures his rib, I guess, but I don't, dude. I feel like it was almost like he just kind of felt something in there, like, oh, I got no shot at beating this dude. Like most people continue on with a broken rib. I'm just gonna put it like that. They tough it out and they fight through it, and you would expect Kevin Holland to tough it out and fight through it, but it was almost like fucking Bob Perez was immediately like, "Oh, you're hurt, Kevin. Come on, call it off now. Call it off now." Like it's like there was no, I guess, like even remotely wanting to continue at all. Like it was like immediately he was like, "Nope, I'm done. And yeah, just not the best look, dude. But Roman Dolidze does win via TKO in the first round, technically. Kayla Harrison versus Ketlen Vieira, dude. This is one that I have a strong opinion on. Personally, I thought Kayla Harrison's striking looked better than her grappling in this fight, to be honest, because she could not get Ketlen Vieira down. And then when she did, she just didn't do anything. And I don't know if you've seen Kayla Harrison this week on Instagram, dude. Both of her eyes, dude, are fucking black and swollen. It was like, what? Like, she did that much damage? It made no sense. Threw me off today. Like when I seen her, I was like, Jesus, I didn't think it was that bad. Like she had a big old knot on her head, but dude, both of her eyes are just black and swollen, dude. Just looks awful. But I have an opinion about this fight. Kayla Harrison does win via decision, dude. But my strong opinion is I think Kayla Harrison loses to two people. Without a doubt, I think she loses to the champion, Juliana Pena, to be honest, because I don't think Kayla Harrison's the greatest. And then I also think that she loses to the dump truck driver, CDL license holder. I think she loses to Norma Dumont 9 times out of 10, dude. And I'm going to go one step further. I think she loses to Macy Chiasson 6 times out of 10. Because if Kayla Harrison cannot get it to the ground and dominate there, dude, then she's just not that good. And these girls with solid takedown defense. And the reason that I'm throwing Macy Chiasson in there is because of her size, dude. Kayla Harrison apparently isn't a big girl. She's like 5'8" or so. Macy Chiasson's a 6 foot tall lady. I don't even know if I should call her that. She's a big girl, dude. So I do think that Kayla Harrison would struggle with Macy Chiasson, to be honest. I just don't think she's that good. So with that being said, let me go through these and we'll see. And the forehead. Kayla Harrison's face was so swollen you can barely see her Adam's apple. That's fucked up, Dave. Norma has nothing on Alice R. Delayed. Kayla champ by Q1 next year. I highly doubt it. I don't think so. I sure hope not. Yeah, all right. And then prelims, real quick, I'll run through these. Joaquin Buckley unfortunately knocks out Wonder Boy in the 3rd round. I didn't like that, but it is what it is. Wonder Boy was winning that fight too. This one here, Marina Rodriguez, Yasmin Lucindo, dude. I was so high on Marina Rodriguez, but she was a dog, dude. So I was watching the fight.
No,
oh my God,
decision.
This is how I expect it to go, dude. And at the end, I thought Marina Rodriguez won, and the judges just didn't think so. So I was like, well, shit. And here we go. Austin Hubbard, Alexander Hernandez once again, dude. I had the read on Austin.
This is the one
Hubbard,
that hurt me
dude.
the most. This was the one that hurt me the most because I was damn sure Austin Hubbard won.
Dude, I thought Austin Hubbard won, and Alexander Hernandez got the nod. Cesar Almeida, Ehorbitarian, dude, he got away with about 35 eye pokes in that fight. Not even 1 point taken, dude. Anytime they were on the cage, dude, the ref would immediately separate them, dude. Like, if they were on the cage, no joke, 4 seconds. Like, the ref's like, all right, action. Dude, if they were there 10 seconds, the ref's breaking them up, dude. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then at the end, that ref got taken out, and he didn't ref anymore for the rest of the night, dude. It was like he was breaking it, dude. It was like a fan's dream, dude. It was there was no time.
He should have been in there for the Aldo Bautista fight.
Right?
Yeah,
dude?
he should have been in there for the Aldo Bautista fight, honestly.
That is what would have been perfect. Ryan Spann, OSP. Ryan Spann gets the 1st round sub. Yeah, it's not really too surprising. I'm surprised, dude. Here we go. Tisha Pennington, Carla Esparza, dude. I thought that was a clear Tisha Pennington win. I didn't see any controversy at all. Once I heard the split decision, I was like, what are we doing? Like, did Tisha not win every round? I mean, maybe lost the round, but I thought she won pretty much every part of the fight. But that fucking Tisha Pennington wins via split decision. And then Court McGee, Tim Means, dude. Who had a Court McGee round 1 sub ticket? I want to meet you and shake your hand, dude, because you are a genius. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So with that being said, Tatiana will be triple champ. I don't know about that. She doesn't fight enough. Give that ref straight Momo. Just bleed ass ref. Almost as bad as the judging. Indeed. So, D-Rose, with that being said, what are your takeaways from UFC 307?
Yeah, I'll be quick on everything here. I'll just kind of highlight the stuff that I kind of came away from.
Water real quick. I'll be back, man.
Yeah, for the main event for me, obviously we know Alex Pereira, the killer that he is, man. But I did pick Khalil. But man, awesome fight. And the Khalil just made such a good account for himself, just going in there, landing power shots against Alex Pereira. Really had Alex Pereira kind of guessing there for a second, because I think Khalil's speed really, really caught him off guard initially. And I think that was what kind of took Alex a minute to get started. But man, Khalil did one thing that was really slick. He kept dipping underneath Alex's head kicks and kept kind of coming over top of the right hand. And man, that one where he ends up hitting Alex with the right hand after ducking under the head kick and kind of stumbles Alex Pereira. In that moment, is he rocked? To me, it looks like Alex Pereira was rocked there for a second. I mean, did he keep his composure? Yes, as my cat makes another appearance here. But yeah, Alex Pereira looked rocked to me. I thought Khalil should have taken advantage of that moment because Alex Pereira has shown, obviously, in the Izzy fight, the first fight that they had, and in the kickboxing fight, you can hurt him. But dude, if you do not finish him when he is hurt, he is going to come back, and he is going to end up coming back with a vengeance. So yeah, just Alex Pereira just showing the resiliency, the chin,
Real
and
quick,
just
I
composure to withstand the storm.
want to ask you something, dude. Is it me or is Alex way more durable at 205, dude? It's like Khalil was throwing the kitchen sink at him, and aside from obviously getting dropped with his back turned, it didn't look like
dude that head kick he hit him with. He hit him with that head kick clean, like dude. That was just like Usman and Leon. Like he threw the left hand and threw the left kick behind it,
and he just ate it. Like
I thought Alex was going to fall over. Like I thought he was going to fall over like Usman. Like I was like, oh shit, Khalil did it. And then he still withstood the damage. It's like, damn, dude. So yeah, I am with you that he did look like he had the better chin. Yeah, I already told you about the Pena fight. Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave this
Bautista Aldo, man, should have been Aldo should have won that fight, dude. Yeah, I was laughing at that a minute ago. I bet Aldo, of course, and every single time I end up jumping on the bet, man, I'm telling you, I curse it. So I'm not even going to publicly say any of the podcast plays, so I don't end up cursing it at all. But yeah, man, I thought Aldo won that fight. Unfortunately, Bautista got it. Yeah, Kayla Harrison. I mean, I thought she looked good on the ground. Like once she got Caitlin Vieira down, because I thought she was trying to throw some elbows, dude. There was a couple of times where she landed like some big elbows. So she's good with the ground and pound. Just her way to try to get it to the ground, but her way to get it to the ground was a little tough to watch. But we did say going into the fight that Vieira was going to be a tough fight for her, and I mean honestly, it ended up playing out honestly how I thought it would. Like despite Kayla Harrison being a big betting favorite, Kayla Vieira is a very tough fighter who's only been finished by one person, and that's Irene Aldana. But outside of that, dude, Kayla Vieira is super tough. She's fought some of the best in the division. She's number 2 in the division for a reason. I mean, she's really good. And Kayla Harrison still went in there, got a win against a good opponent. Now, it wasn't super impressive, no, but this is the UFC, and you are going to fight the best of the best. So yeah, I think that Kayla Harrison beats Pena, but I do think that the CDL driver out there, yeah, I think she provides a bigger problem for Kayla Harrison for sure. Yeah, Joaquin Buckley, super. That was a badass knockout, man, because he definitely lost that first round. The second round was close, but you can maybe say Wonder Boy won the second round. I thought it was 1-1 going into the third round for Thompson and Buckley. But man, as they're letting off one of them balloons up there, it just scared me for a second. I don't know if you hear that. But I thought it was 1-1 going into the third round there. But Buckley really did everything he could to apply the pressure. And it was clear, even though he was going to take down, he wasn't going to hold Wonder Boy down. And Joaquin Buckley just knew there, like, dude, I'm just going to have to land a bomb, and was just going in with just big hooks and combos and stuff like that. Not landing all of them, but was landing some pretty big power shots on Wonder Boy even before he got him out of there. So to me, it only looked like it was like a matter of time before Buckley landed the shot. And for him to just literally throw his all into that shot so much that he jumped in the air to land the hook. Just an absolute power shot, though, dude. Just the slow-mo on the UFC page when they post the slow-mo shots of all the fights. Dude, watching Buckley land that shot in slow motion is absolutely hilarious. I advise anybody to go back and watch that. It was absolutely hilarious. Austin Hubbard, dude, he won that fight. That was not a split decision. Alex Hernandez won the first round, as he always does in his fights. And I thought the last 2 rounds, I thought he was getting his ass kicked not getting his ass kicked, but to me, it was
Well, that
pretty
third
obvious
round,
that,
he was for sure getting his ass kicked that third round.
yeah,
But dude,
no, he was because
but
he was
one of
guessing
the
just like he always does.
But the wild part was one of the judges had it 30-27 for Hubbard. Like, and he did not
Yeah.
win that first round. I was like,
No, he did
Hubbard
not.
didn't win the first round.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But it went exactly how Alex Hernandez fight typically goes if you don't finish him. It just he starts fast and then ends. He just ends up fading there after a while. And I thought Hubbard did enough to win. Unfortunately, Hernandez won, and they ended up busting most of my bets too, man. So, and for Tisha and Carla, yeah, I thought Tisha clearly won the fight, but awesome career for Carla Esparza. 2-time champ. That was her last fight. I thought it was I like the moments now with UFC fighters who have pretty storied careers. They end up kind of having this video package montage for them now. They did it with Robbie Lawler. Doing it with Carla Esparza now. I like that they're starting to do stuff like that for, like your veteran fighters. They did it for Cowboy, I believe. But yeah, I like the way they're doing this now, kind of embracing their veterans and kind of, giving them a proper salute from the UFC and the fans. So I like that little video montage that did the Carla Esparza, and congrats to her on a great career.
Indeed, man. I agree. So we've got Antoine Willis saying, "Yo, what's up, boys? Sorry I'm late. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, Antoine. Really glad Kayla got through the adversity, so we know she won't fold in the hard moment. I don't know if she got shown any adversity though, Antoine. I'm going to be honest. I mean, someone put up some resistance to her, but I don't know if she got really shown any adversity.
I mean, getting busted. I mean, she got busted up pretty good. I mean,
she
I
got
don't know
hit
if
with
anybody
an
expected her to
elbow, maybe one elbow. I mean, well, her eyes are
a couple of
both
nice
black,
snapping
but
jabs, dude.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's why her eyes are black, dude. She was
dude.
not.
But
That was not an easy fight at all.
nah, but I mean,
It was 1-1 going into the third because I thought Caitlin Vieira clearly won the second round. Like she was gaining momentum as the fight went. So Kayla did have to win that third round to win that fight.
yeah, the judges were 30-27 Harrison, all three of them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We got Dirty Reg saying I thought Hernandez won. I could be wrong. You're not wrong, Dirty Reg, because Anthony Hernandez. Dude, I keep calling it Anthony Hernandez. Why do I keep doing that? Anthony Hernandez is fluffy, dude. Alexander Hernandez did win, so you're not wrong, man. Where does Hernandez go? He's 15-8. I mean, I don't think he could. I don't think he's a great fighter. To be honest, man. They
a fun fighter, but not great.
Yeah. He's swollen ass face looks like adversity. I guess. But like what I'm saying is like what if someone had what if Irene kind of like wobbled her? Like that's what I consider like adversity. Like if she was to fight, like a girl with like punching power and she's out there on like baby deer legs a little bit. Like, can she recompose after being like hit like that? But that's what I'm saying. Anthony Tricoli arrested for stealing Dern's baby daddy or assaulting Dern's baby daddy. Jesus Christ, dude. That dude has some issues. I know that he was like trying to get someone to. It's just weird story. I'm not going to get into it, but I heard about it. I was like, that's wild. Bleeding for the first time in her career. It's crazy after seeing all those years in the PFL. Did you watch her versus Larissa Pacheco too? Like she lost that fight. That's the L on her record. So we've seen her lose. So I'm not sure. I can't wait for Brock Jr. to get slapped there. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So with that being said, heroes, we did have 3 different fights this past week. We had 4 different fights this past weekend, if you want to be clear about it. They were Ryan Spann versus OSP, Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland, Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington, and Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. We only used 3 of them for the pick champ, but I mean, all 4 of them were a clean sweep. So it don't even
ain't nobody asked about all that.
It don't even matter. So D Rose picked all the wrong fighters this past weekend, and I got all the right fighters this past weekend. So it's fun when I'm on this side because last week I was eating 3 beans for being clean sweeped after a card in Paris. First of all, that was on after a week that I did no fight research, even in the slightest, because I was on vacation. So y'all took advantage of me last week. I came back. I was ready this week. I wasn't getting beat again. I repassed it, the clean sweep onto D Rose. So let's see. Watched it live. Not super hype on Kayla. Fair enough. I saw OSP get removed from the roster. It wouldn't surprise me to be honest, Dave. That's really how I feel. That's really wild how relationships can leak in MMA like that. Like Roman deletes, they took JP, buys this Cheyenne Ballistis, and she goes to Georgia with her newborn baby. Yep, that's how it went. MMA groupies. All right, D Rose. I'm on a full screen, yes, so there's no shenanigans going on. People can't call you out for any bean gate. 4K or probably not 4K. It's probably like 1080 or 720p, but
it's definitely 720. Yeah, definitely 720 over here. We ain't got the 1080 just yet. All right, so let's try to mix these bad boys around in here.
Let's go, Dave. I feel you. Let's go, dead fish.
The box is kind of stiff here, so because these things are starting to all stick together.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So we're gonna shake these bad boys up.
Oh, that's a white one. That's birthday cake or dishwater or stinky socks.
Oh yes, it's it's definitely birthday cake or dirty dishwater. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Cake. I mean, honestly, all these are
one out
to the
at a
point to where
You're just taking one out at a time. You're not even doing all three.
Yeah, that's how I normally do it. Just do
here we go. Here we go. Dirty dishwater for D Rose. Dirty dishwater. Dirty dishwater. Dirty dishwater.
No, it's actually birthday cake.
Yeah, that's what I had fucking last week. It wasn't terrible, to be honest. It's like sticks in your
not
teeth.
Terrible. It just tastes like vanilla extract. Well, that's all it tastes like to me. That's all it tastes like. Hey, I'll take that though, because I'm supposed to have 3. So number 2.
D Rose.
Do I eat another white one or do it
4 extra Kias for 4K?
Let's go. Oh gosh, another white one. Oh no, this is this is definitely either rotten egg or butter popcorn. So honestly, either way is going to be bad. Because I've had the butter popcorn, and the butter popcorn is awful.
Hopefully, it's the rotten egg, though. Give us the rotten egg. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. We had a burp. Yes.
Oh.
Was it rotten egg? I think that's the worst reaction we've had from
D-Rose.
That's the worst reaction we've had from D-Rose.
Oh, dude, no, that really tasted like a rotten egg, dude. Oh gosh, yeah, you're going to move, Cat. Oh, no, that was awful. Oh gosh, dude.
I heard the burp. I was like, oh, that one must be bad.
Oh, like it. Like honestly, like they did a really good. Like it tastes like a boiled egg had been sitting out for like at least a month, like at least a month, and then you just took a bite out of it. Like that was awful.
All right, one more.
Number 3. Oh gosh, and this one's got a hair on it too. Like what are we doing?
Oh, dude, I know what color that is.
It's probably from my cat actually.
That's Band-Aid, baby. Band-Aid, baby.
This is red right here.
That's Band-Aid. I swear to God, it better not be pomegranate, dude, because I've never had a pomegranate one. Band-Aid, Band-Aid, Band-Aid.
Pomegranate. Yeah. Yeah. No. Let's go. Hey, the pomegranate one's actually, I will say, that one's actually the best. That's the best.
Well, I wouldn't know, because every time I have a red one, it's fucking Band-Aid flavored. So.
I will say every time I've had it, besides once, it's been pomegranate. So I will say yes, that is that's the truth. I need that one more instead of that damn rotten egg. Because damn, dude, that was bad.
We appreciate it, Antoine. What have you both fuckers just got good bitten there? I wish I was an excellent actor. Dude, my beans. I actually have 2 unopened boxes here from the future. There is no bean gate on my side. I can't speak for D-Rose. I can't speak for
Nah.
D-Rose.
I had 2 open boxes and I conformed them into one box, so it's a little bit fatter, but it's why all of them end up eventually get stuck in here together because there's so many of them in here. There's a bunch of blues in there. I haven't had much blues. Look at all those.
I'm gonna have to end up ordering D-Rose some more beans because he just keeps losing big champ of the week.
Hey, we've been pretty consistently going back and forth the last couple of weeks. Pretty consistently.
All right. So
I'm getting it back,
man.
Let's go.
So with that being said, D-Rose, I got clean swept last week. I got 2 good beans and 1 bad bean, and that's what happened to you this week. So it's fair. It's fair. Yeah, so let's move on to the UFC news and fight announcements topic that we do every single week. First, D-Rose, one that before I get my screen shared 100%, we kind of touched on it at the beginning of the show, but for this weekend, we had Chris Barnett versus Junior Tafa happening, but Chris Barnett has to pull out of the fight because he lives in Florida in the path of the hurricane, so he had to pull out of the fight. So that fight not going to be happening this weekend, but that was one of the fights I was most excited for this past weekend. Like when it was announced that it was happening, I was like, dude, this is the heavyweight fights that I love. It's just sloppiness, dude. Like this is not going to decision. Yeah, dude. I was so excited, but we no longer get that one. But we will have some other fights on the card. But let's get into the news subject of the day. January 11th, Trey Ogden versus Thiago Moises. I'm not sure if we went over this one or not, but it says from a week ago. So do you remember going over this one, D-Rose?
Yeah, we actually did go over this one.
Okay. So we'll move on. Yeah, I remember this one. So here we go. We've got our first new one. We've got Basil Hafez taking on Oban Elliott at UFC 309, November 16th. What's your thoughts on this one, man?
Have we seen I keep wanting to I mix his first name and his last name together. When's the last time we saw him? Did he fight Mickey Gall?
We saw him fight Mickey Gall, and he beat Mickey Gall. But we haven't seen him fight since then.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I feel like for some reason, and it feels like it's been like forever ago. Like I remember a bunch of people were hyped on him coming into the UFC, and after that JDM close decision, and I hadn't really seen too much from him since. But he's always shown some good ability, and Oban Elliott, he's always a tough fight as well. So that should be that's a pretty well matched fight.
Yeah, indeed. How do you guys feel about fighters from Contender Series last night? All 5 were amazing. Yeah. Maybe the dude that fought Alex Pereira. I mean, yeah, the dude that they're trying to just push quick as shit because he fought Alex Pereira. I don't think he's that good, but he's now 3-1 as a pro MMA fighter. So I don't know.
He's getting that fast track.
Dude, he's gonna fight 2 or 3 times, and they're gonna be like, "All right, fight Dricus." Like, come on, dude. Like, what about the entire middleweight division? The first fight, I don't know about those dudes. I actually think both of those dudes could probably be in the flyweight division right now, to be honest.
Yeah, but they definitely could. I thought the Cody Steele did look good though. I thought it looked really good.
Same. So we'll move on to the next one. We've got a fun one, dude. We've got Rude Boy Randy Brown taking on the dart smoker himself, Carlos Prates. That is UFC 309 as well, November 16th. That's going to be in MSG, dude. What's your thoughts on this one?
This is a well-matched fight, and it's either going one of 2 ways: Randy Brown decision or Carlos Prates knockout. And we know that Randy Brown does get clipped, so I think he can bring a tough fight to Carlos Prates, but Carlos Prates, he finds that chin eventually. And if he's the first person to knock out Li Jingliang, I think he's definitely going to land one of the missiles on Randy Brown and get him out of there.
Yeah. He's a light heavyweight. Okay. And called out
Yeah, he
Dustin
is.
Jacoby. Okay. I mean, even still, I'm still not impressed. Even though light heavyweight's not the best, dude, I'm just not impressed. We got a fun one here, dude. We've got Jim fucking Miller taking on Damon Jackson. That is UFC 309, November 16th as well. What's your thoughts on this one, dude? I like this fight.
Yeah, I do too, and I think it's properly match made for each other. You know, both fighters a little bit older in their career, a little longer in the tooth, and Damon Jackson can still provide a tough fight. And you know, we know how tough Jim Miller is at this point, and yeah, no, that should be a good fight.
Yeah. All right. So I'll move on to the next one, where we have Cody Stamann versus Damon Blackshear. That is added to UFC Vegas 100 on my birthday, November 9th. What's your thoughts on this one? I thought Cody Stamann got cut, to be honest.
They always end up like cutting him and then like bringing him back for like he's almost like that perfect gatekeeper role in bantamweight to where like he's tough to finish. He's tough to beat. He's got a tough style, that wrestling, boxing, heavy pressure type style. And if you beat him, you can maybe be a pretty decent bantamweight. And if you can't, you're probably not going to be ranked too high in this division. So and Damon Blackshear, for some reason, I always associate him for being at 145 for some reason. He just looks a lot bigger than
he's huge. So the size difference in this fight's going to be absolutely outrageous because I think Cody Stamann's like shit, dude, like 5'4", dude. Like Damon Blackshear's every bit of 5'10", so there's going to be a pretty big height advantage for Damon Blackshear here.
I don't know why I always have in my head that he's at 145, but as you said, it's just because he's huge. So yeah, that's gonna be a huge size discrepancy when they actually fight.
We've got a fun one here, dude. We've got Rinya Nakamura taking on Muin Gafurov, added to UFC 311, January 18th, dude. These dudes are just going to go in here and either throw hooks or try to get a ground and pound finish, dude. That's what these dudes do for the most part. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, so that means it's probably going to be a super technical striking match and like kind of like a clinch exchange against the cage and all that stuff. So yeah, it's probably not going to be the slugfest that we're thinking. But no, it definitely should be a fun fight. And honestly, like, dude, at flyweight too, man. They are flyweight, correct? Or wait, bring it up bantamweight or
145.
Featherweight. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, they you know, the younger guys usually in those types of scrambles and stuff like that. Or the lighter weight guys, you know, they provide fun scrambles, you know, all the flips and stuff like that they're able to do to kind of flip transitions.
Whoa,
so
this does say bantamweight here. This says bantamweight. Yeah.
Dude, okay. I couldn't remember if he fought it.
I thought he fought at 45, to be honest. No, I gotta think because
I couldn't quite remember. Maybe Road to the UFC, he ended up winning something at 145. I'm not quite sure because I didn't keep up with the Road to the UFC series, but yeah, usually like the 135, 125, those types of divisions, dude, when they're evenly matched in the grappling, like honestly, that's some of the most fun to watch because they the scrambles are absolutely crazy, and this is a well matched fight as well.
Yeah, I guess because he fought Fernie Garcia, I thought he was at 145 because like fucking Fernie fought his last fight that's up at 145 against Hyder Emil. So I guess that's what's throwing me off because he's flipping weight classes. But yeah, this is a bantamweight. We got another fun one here, dude. We got Cub Swanson taking on Billy Q. This is dude, is this fight gonna happen in Tampa in December if this hurricane happens? I want to know because dude, if they're saying this hurricane's going to be as bad as everyone's saying it is Tampa going to exist in December, dude? I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, I mean,
but anyway, what's your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, you know that they're going to end up, you know, something happens. The UFC can always move around and reschedule, and they always, well, actually, the Apex is supposed to be closed the back half of the year, so they might not have the Apex to fall back on to the book of Fight Night for. But no, I honestly, perfectly matched fight just because I think we're both fighters that are in their career. Billy Quarantilla, he's not beating any of the top guys, and Cub Swanson always in a fun fight. And both the guys normally bring straight action. Cub Swanson, nasty hooks. Billy Quarantilla, just nonstop forward pressure. And that should be a fun fight.
I agree. Well, that was a mistake. So we'll go on to this one. We got a fun one here, dude. It isn't until January 18th, but we've got Jailton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak, UFC 311, dude. If this is a main event, I am not going to be happy, dude, because we're going to get a Jailton Almeida decision. But hopefully this is 3 rounds, dude, and both dudes can kind of just go all out because neither dude the biggest heavyweight, and both dudes kind of go all out. But we know that Jailton can last all the rounds just by staying safe on top. As for Sergey Spivak, he don't finish in the first round, he's probably just going to pack it up and go home from that point on. What's your thoughts on this
one? Two grappling heavy type of heavyweights. Man, this is really this could be in for a snooze fest, boys. I don't know. I mean, it could be fun. I mean, Spivak, he did get that pretty wild arm. What was it? The arm bar or triangle against Tybura in the last fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a wild scramble from heavyweights, but I don't think Jailton's going to be able to allow that. And honestly, I think I say this, and Spivak's going to go out there and make it look easy, but I think Jailton should be able to make it look easy, man. I think that's every bit of his fight to lose.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Just recapping from this past weekend. Thank you, Carlos Esparza, for your career. 2-time champion over Thug Rose Namajunas. It's funny that she won the championship both times over Rose. Dude, Ryan Spann. All right, I'm gonna leave this picture up here. Ryan Spann thought he thought his hair looked so cool this past weekend, dude. When he was fucking walking out, I'm like, dude, I have seen some cool ass braids, dude. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. You look like you have a donut on the top of your head that is all wobbly, like it didn't set right. It's not straight. It doesn't look cool. And then after the fight, he was like, "You see how good I look? Like, look at this hair." I'm like, dude, I just want to be like, that shit looks dumb as hell, dude.
Looks trash. That shit looks trash.
But he was so excited after that. I kind of wish I would have bet that fight to end by sub, to be honest, dude, because I thought one of them were probably going to sub the other one, because either the Von Prue choke or the Ryan Spann guillotine, and the Ryan Spann guillotine is what happened, man. So yeah, Charles Johnson got a way better hair than that. Of course, dude. That skullet, nothing beats that skullet. Dude, after all the eye pokes, look how happy he is. We have this bullshit decision. This happening, dude. That punch.
The Vince McMahon.
Go
back to the comment. The Vince McMahon.
Like, hey, I don't want to see this shit, dude. Don't put this shit here. That's exactly what it's like. We got Kayla Harrison elbowing Kellenvier. Oh, I guess 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. One of the judges gave one of the rounds to Kellenvier and DeRose. Roman Dolidze gets his win. Dude, when did this happen? I didn't see this. All I saw was Mario Bautista holding Jose Aldo against the cage. What is he doing here?
That's when he was jumping into a takedown.
When did this moment happen? I don't remember.
He was jumping into a takedown attempt. He was like, and then he just got a fake jump and went down under. No, I'm kidding. I think he did try to attempt one at one point in time, and then he went for a takedown afterwards.
That dirty Juliana jab. Look at that. Knocking Pennington off of her balance right there, dude. Look at that. Oh, clean, nasty, dirty. Y'all gotta watch out for that.
Nasty jab in the game.
And then Alex Pereira. Anyway, we have Cortavius. hold on. This is the dude. Oh yeah, dude. This guy is going to be a problem. Cortavius Ramius, dude. This dude has fucking power, dude. He fought a few weeks ago, or I think, yeah, a few weeks ago, on the Contender Series, dude. And I looked back at his earlier fights, dude. This dude was knocking people out with like headgear on and big gloves in like amateur fights. Like this dude's got fucking power, dude. You ought to watch out for him. This will be happening on my birthday. He's gonna be taking on Gaston Bolaños. Do you care about this one at all, D Rose, or do you know about this guy?
Yeah, I think he just fought on the Contender Series here recently, right? And because
it's been a few weeks.
He's super young.
Yeah, he's
not
like too young, but he's like mid-20s, I think.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing him. And I think the fight went the decision. But
no,
I remember
fucking knocked the dude out.
Oh,
on
did
the
he?
Contender Series, yeah.
Or was it a late knockout? Or
oh wait,
and maybe
no, you're right. Maybe I'm maybe mixing the dude up because he did win on the Contender Series vs like decision. I'm kind of mixing them up. Maybe.
Well, no. I do. Well, I remember him landing power shots in that fight because I remember Dana saying to him afterwards, like how much power like he was landing in the fight and how his opponent was tough. So that was basically what I remember from the fight. But you are right in terms of him landing power shots and super fast as well. So yeah, he should be someone to look out for.
Yeah, this isn't the same dude that I'm thinking about. I'm getting confused right now. But it should be a fun fight when it happens. We'll move on to the next one, dude. I guarantee you this fight don't fucking happen. Chris Curtis versus Roman Kapilov, January 11th. Is this fight happening, D-Rose?
I don't know. It was just funny that you were so adamant about this one not happening. Whose fault is it going to be?
Both of these fighters pull out all the dude. This fight starts off like this. This fight starts off like this, dude, and it's going to end up being Brendan Allen versus Sean Strickland 2. That's what that fight's going to end up being, dude. Like, how did we end
Sean
up
Strickland
here?
steps in on short notice to fight Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis falls out of the fight.
Dude. It makes no sense. Both those dudes pull out of the fight, pull out all the time. Though I'm not gonna lie. Buckley shorts are blue on my TV. Mine too. But I think they just need to get the purple dialed in to where it looks purple on the TV. We got another fun one here, dude. Just like Carlos Prates, another fighting nerd, Mauricio Hufi. Going to be fighting Charlie Campbell. That's UFC 309 on my birthday as well. So it looks like fighting nerds are going to be fighting on my birthday, dude. What? Or I think that was on the pay-per-view. So the week after or the week before. Wait, no. This is not on my birthday. This is UFC 309 on November 16th. Yeah, so UFC 309 going to be filled with the fighting nerds. What's your thoughts on this fight, though, D-Rose?
This is a badass fight because we know Charlie Campbell comes in the scrap. He's a power puncher.
Dude, I'll never remember Chris Duncan just fucking snoozing him though, dude.
Yeah. Well, he literally did the Contender Series thing to kind of just go balls out and go for it, and he just got caught, and it happens, man. But Mauricio Hufi is another dude, like you said, out of the fighting nerds who that dude just hits hard. Yeah, and that's he's awkward with his movement, as Antoine's saying here as well. Good power shots.
Like, just after the Contender Series, I was like, "Yo, this dude fights you just like Conor McGregor."
Yeah, no, I've heard you mention that. I've heard you mention that before as well. But then he had like the weird kind of like little trip sweep takedown against
it's like
Jamie Malarkey,
soccer tackle. Like the soccer
tackle. It was like a soccer trip tackle thing. So he's super talented, man. So that's a badass fight right there.
Yeah, indeed. I want to be ready for that one. Dude, it's in December, so not really too soon. So Josh Van should be able to heal up a little bit. But we got Cody Durden taking on Josh Van. That's going to be UFC 310, December 7th. What's your thoughts on this one, D-Rose?
Dude, Josh Van is active, dude. Like, I mean, is that going to be his third or fourth fight this year? Like, I mean, and honestly, the last two fights, he's taking a lot of damage, man. I mean, I know he's young, early in his career. He wants to take advantage of an opportunity now, but man, just that dude is absolutely active. Hey, I love it, man, because he's a fun fighter, and I love watching him fight. So I'm definitely down for it. And Cody Durden, you know, he's been going out there and getting into some slugfest and getting into some wars his last few fights. So I think
May I
this is
point out the new fight name for Cody Durden, Mr. Custom Made Cody Durden.
Custom made, nice. That sounds like some terrible wrestler nickname that you gave to like your created character on like SmackDown.
Because
the first
you only
SmackDown
get 15
game.
options.
Yeah, it was just a generated name that you had to pick on there, and custom made was one of the 15 names that you had to choose from on there. Absolutely corny as hell, but
It was
that should be a good fight.
Monster, Crusher, Custom Made,
Dominator,
T-ball.
Devastator.
Exactly.
Just the basic that shit.
Yep.
Custom made.
All right, dude. We've got Yusuf Zalal returning again. He's going to be fighting Jack Tank Shore, UFC Edmonton, November 2nd, dude. This is going to be at featherweight, dude. Yeah, I think I'm just to the point now, dude, where Jack Shore has talent, dude, but I don't think he has the athletic ability to win consistently in the UFC. He's kind of got this doughy body, and I think he needs to maybe go to American Top Team and get one of those tans in some of the water that they're drinking. Maybe, get some size on him or something like that. But Yusuf Zalal has looked like a killer in his return to the UFC. So, yeah, I got Yusuf Zalal here. What's your thoughts on this fight when it takes place, D-Rose?
Just laughing at him needing to go move to Florida, not to train, but to get a tan.
Well,
he is very pacey. He is very pacey.
that American Top Tan. There's a lot that comes with.
Look what he did for Joanna. Look what he did for Joanna, man.
Look at Carolina, dude.
Yeah. Well, both of them, yeah, because they both Polish fighters moved to American Top Team to train. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from this, man.
Their cardio looks fantastic. After they have they're in excellent shape that you've never seen them like ever before. I mean, what could be in that water, dude? Who knows? Who knows, dude?
Yeah. Jack Shore could definitely take some lessons.
And our last one, dude, we have Chris Barnett out. Junior Tafa will have a fight this weekend. He is going to be facing Sean Sheriff at UFC Vegas 98, October 12th. So that's this weekend. What is this dude holding one of these belts or some shit like that? Where's that from? A light out? Dude. So apparently he's the lights out champion. But yeah, dude. The line for the Chris Barnett Tafa was pretty far apart, and I almost found my way to a Barnett bet. I couldn't pull the trigger, D-Rose, but now it's like I'm not going to be betting on the fight this weekend. Maybe for it to go under or something like that. But yeah, I don't like betting on Junior Tafa. Really sucks what happened to Jack Shore. Even Bisping was comparing George St. Pierre to his well-rounded skills. Yeah. I agree.
Bisping says a lot of bullshit too, so I don't know how much I'm.
He was so upset last night when the English fighter lost on the Contender Series. Like he didn't really want to give the other dude. Yeah,
he's always super homer when it comes to that shit, man. He always does that.
Yeah, I agree, T-Rose. So with that being said, we appreciate you guys for sticking out, hanging out with us here tonight. If y'all haven't already, please do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on the video or stream if you haven't already, and let's get into the fights for this upcoming weekend. We've got UFC Fight Night, Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. It's going to be taking place October 12th. Fights prelims start at 4 p.m. East Coast time. Going to be taking place at the UFC Apex, and we have 13 fights on the card, headlined by Brandon Raw Dog Royval taking on Tatsura. I'm happy, thank you, Taira. We've got Brad Tavares taking on the Iron Turtle, Jung Young Park. We've got Grant Dawson taking on Rafa Garcia. We've got Chidi Bang Bang Injaquani taking on Jared, the Night Train, Choo Choo Gooden, baby. We've got probably one of the worst fighters in the UFC in Josh Frim taking on Judo Thunder, Abdul Razak Al Hassan. We've got D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, going to be taking on the Great White, Alex Morono. It looks like a old prison fight there. We've got Nico Bryce taking on Themba Garimbo. And we'll just talk about it when we get there. It is what it is. We've got Clayton Carpenter taking on Lucas Rocha, CJ Vergara taking on Ramzan Timarov, and Jonathan JSP Pierce taking on Pat Sabatini. We've got the determined Dan Argueta taking on Cody Haddon. We've got Corey Poppins McKenna taking on Julia Palostri. And our first fight of the night, the newest one added, is going to be Junior Tafa taking on Sean Sharif. But, D-Rose, I'm not even going to click that one, to be honest, because I've done no fight research. Let's see how they size up. I've done no fight research on this. I didn't know this was a fight until right now when I saw the news. So this should be fun. This should be fun here. So first fight of the night, Junior Tafa, the Juggernaut, taking on Sean the Smoke Sharif. Well, Sean the Smoke is 4-0, dude. Junior Tafa 5-3. Yeah, dude. Junior Tafa 6'3", 72-inch reach, 244. Dude, if the dude that he's fighting has any sort of wrestling, dude, this might be a fight for Sean Sharif, but I don't know anything about it. Fuck it, dude. I don't think Junior Tafa's ass. Give me Sean Sharif to win this fight. What's your thoughts here, man?
Damn.
I'm not even gonna pretend like fucking Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa pretends to be a heavyweight, and he's not, dude. He's just a really fat light heavyweight that just needs to just lose some weight, dude, and fight a light heavyweight. He's not as big as his brother is, and he tries to be that. So give me the UFC newcomer here. Don't know shit about it, but I just know Junior Tafa ain't good.
Let's go. Fuck. I don't know anything about Sean Sharif. I'm not going to act like I do. I guess give me Junior Tafa. I'm definitely not putting this in the pick champ, but yeah, give me Junior Tafa.
All right, let me write. What is this? Vegas what? I don't know. Taira versus Royval. All right, I'm got Sharif. And you got this should be fun, dude. Hey, you can't say you're not going to put it in the pick champ. What if we only got 3, man? You never know.
Yeah, well, I get to choose them. I would choose 2 fights if I will over putting this one in there.
That ain't how it works, brother, man. Long live podcasts like these at the whole card breakdown. I appreciate you, Antoine. Yeah, I always look for longer podcasts to listen to because I try to listen to them while I'm getting stuff done throughout my day. So when there's like a long breakdown podcast, I enjoy that because, if it's only 20 minutes long, then you find out that, you got to find something new to watch in like 20 minutes. And I'm like, well, that didn't take too long. So first fight of the night, me and D-Rose split. I am going Sean Sharif, D-Rose on Junior Tafa, but absolutely no confidence at all. I might be having to be eating beans this upcoming week because I picked Sean Sharif there. So we'll move on to the next fight. That is Corey Poppins McKenna taking on Julia Palostri. If I can keep it like this, that would be sick. Of course it changes though, because I had all the information right there. Can I just hit the plus there and it'll pop up? Who knows? Anyway, our next fight of the night, Corey Poppins McKenna taking on Julia Psycho Palostri. I've been a Poppins McKenna fan for a while, D-Rose, but I think that last one that last one is enough to just push me off the bandwagon, dude. Not gonna lie. I'm just like, all right, I'm done. So with that being said, Corey Poppins McKenna 8-3 overall, while Julia Pilastri is 12-4. Out of Corey Poppins McKenna's last 5 fights, not really too active in the UFC, to be honest. Come on, you fucking thing. Look, she has a decision win over Kay Hansen that I don't know if she won that, to be honest. Elise Reed split decision, which, dude, we know how Elise Reed fights and we know how to beat Elise Reed, and somehow she lost to Elise Reed. She did beat Miranda Granger via submission, and she did beat Cheyenne Delismus, but we know you take her down. She got no answer off her back either. And this one, Jacqueline Amarim, 6 months ago, armbar, dude. And not just, dude, she got submitted at least 2 times there in that fight, maybe even 3 times there in that fight. On the other hand, Julia Pilastri has had 1 fight in the UFC and 1 on the Contender Series. She did win via rear naked choke on the Contender Series, and she did lose to Josephine Knudsen via decision. But who doesn't? 3 months ago. But she did take one of the rounds off of Josephine Knudsen in that fight. I do remember that. So, let's get our odds out. Let's see here. Corey Poppins McKenna is 25 years old, 5'3" and a 58-inch reach, dude. I will never get over how small her reach is, man. It's hands down the smallest one in the UFC. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, literally, like, one of my arms are as long as her whole wingspan, and I have pretty short arms as well. So, yeah, seeing her reach disadvantage is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so I got the odds here. Odds for this fight are -130 Julia Pilastri and +110 for Corey Poppins McKenna. Julia Pilastri is 26 years old, 5'2" and a 63-inch reach. So Julia going to be the shorter fighter, but going to have the longer arms, dude. And both of these fighters, dude, they're kind of the same fighter. Both fighters want to do the same thing. But when it comes to the on the feet, dude, the footwork, the striking skills, Julia is way better than Corey Poppins McKenna is, dude. I just think that if Corey can't get you down and just hold you there, if not get a sub, dude, then she's gonna lose the fight. So I think I'm gonna go with the slight favorite here in Julia Pilastri to win this fight via decision. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, this was a close one for me because I really do think, as it comes down to, I think both of them can hold their own in the grappling. I do think that Corey McKenna is an overall better wrestler, just a pure wrestler. But I think Julia as well as she's displayed some good top game as well when she's able to get on the ground as far as position and control. For me, I think I like the slight dog here. I think I like Corey McKenna. I like her cardio. I like her pace. I mean, she lost Jacqueline Amarim, but Jacqueline Amarim, let's face it, dude. I mean, she, you might not like her. She might not be the best, but dude, she's got a lot of submission wins. I mean, she's she's got a couple of them in the UFC already as well. So, and I think she's got nothing but finishes in the UFC, Jacqueline Amarim. So yeah, she's pretty tough, man. So I'm not going to hold that loss against Corey McKenna too much. I think her wrestling and her pressure is really going to be what gets it done. It's probably going to end up being a decision, but give me money on Corey McKenna here.
All right, so it looks like we are split again. I am on Pilastri, D-Rose on McKenna. Interesting. I don't know if you ever picked Corey McKenna. Judges scammed everyone. Someone's getting paid and it wasn't. Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you. we got smoked this past weekend. Oh, man. Pilastri didn't get it. Damn, you animal. All right, so we'll move on to the next fight, which is Dan, the Determined Argueta, taking on Cody Haddon. So currently odds for this fight are +145 for Dan Argueta and -175 for UFC newcomer Cody Haddon, dude. Don't understand. Dan Argueta, 31 years old, 5'7" and a 68-inch reach, while Cody Haddon is I'm sorry, 26 years old, 5'7", and a 69-inch reach. D-Rose, this is one of the ones where I'm just looking at the odds and I don't get it, dude. Cody Haddon is, he's from Australia. And he's a solid striker, dude. But I mean, if you're going to give me Dan Argueta on a full camp, knowing that you're going to be fighting a striker, and just knowing how that Argueta fights, him and Brady Heastan fight exactly the same, dude. They're going to grab you, and you're going to the fucking ground, dude. You're getting taken down. It just is what it is, dude. And I just don't know if Cody Haddon has the skills to get back up. So, yeah, dude, give me Dan Argueta to win this fight as the dog. I already haven't played. It's my podcast play of the week. I haven't played at plus 150. He's plus 145 right now. Cody Haddon minus 175. Over under on this one is 2.5, minus 200 for the over, and plus 154 for the under. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we had a Dan Argueta sub here, but Dan Argueta is fine play for me at plus 150. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, I think this one's a close fight as well. Not gonna lie, man. That Dan Argueta,
I agree.
He burned me. Man, Dan Argueta really burned me. I swear. Yeah, that's what really killed me. Because I was actually getting ready to say that. That's what really killed me there. But and then the Miles Johns fight, what was that like a what was that? That was a no contest. I can't remember what happened in that fight.
So Dan Argueta won the fight, but it was overturned because Miles Johns had like ADHD medication or some shit like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Or cocaine.
Miles Johns. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably so. That's right. Yeah, because I was going to say I remember him losing that fight, but when I saw no contest, I was like, wait, did he win that fight or something happened? But yeah, him, basically to me being on a 2-fight losing streak right here just kind of got me a little bit hesitant here. I know Cody Haddon, coming in off the Contender Series, one of the younger guys, probably too high of a favorite. I'm probably not gonna be putting any money on him, but Dan Argueta I know he's going to be doing a lot of wrestling and pressure, but to me, it's like if he can't get it to the ground, is where he really seems to struggle, and that's kind of where he struggled in that Miles Johns fight. Not to say Cody Haddon has that type of power, but I think he could display some real technical striking and probably win a decision here. So we'll take Cody Haddon.
All right, split again, D-Rose. Split again. I guess we ain't got to worry about D-Rose playing the podcast play of the week this week because he's on the other side.
Yep.
So with that being said, we'll move on to the next fight, which is Jonathan JSP Pierce taking on Pat Sabatini, dude. Fun fight. So Jonathan JSP Pierce is 32 years old, 6 foot. I don't think he's 6 foot tall, and a 71-inch reach. We have Pat Sabatini, 33 years old, 5'8", and a 70-inch reach. Currently, odds for this fight minus 180 for JSP Pierce and plus 150 for Pat Sabatini, dude. Let me put it to you like this, D-Rose. If I was to tell you, hey, D-Rose, this fight's going to be on the feet for 3 rounds, who would you take winning this fight?
JSP.
Yeah, exactly. Like 100%. And if I told you this was a grappling match, straight jiu-jitsu, who would you think, or who would you pick to win this fight?
Pat Sabatini.
Exactly. Correct. The thing is, Pat Sabatini is clearly the better grappler here. But if you ask me who the better fighter is, overall fighter, it's JSP Pierce. He has the pressure, the striking skills, and the gas tank, dude. If he's tired, he knows you're tired, so he's just willing to be there, and it just is what it is. I'm on Jonathan JSP Pierce here. I like him late knockout props, maybe KO 2-3, or I like JSP via decision. What worries me a little bit is that he can get caught up, like in his last fight against Jonas and Brito. He's like, he's got my glove, ref. He's like, rah, 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 rah. Like fucking Jonas and Brito was like, yeah, 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 just making noises. And then so they were chatting back and forth through the first 2 rounds, and then JSP starts like taunting him, like, why don't you get up and do something, boy? And then as soon as he says that, Jonas and Brito wraps up the ninja choke and submits Jonathan JSP Pierce. So that sucks when it happens. But yeah, man, I don't think Pat Sabatini is as dangerous as Joe Anderson Brito is. And even though he got robbed a couple weeks ago against William Gomi, he's also a very good fighter too. So give me JSP Pierce to win this fight. But let's go via decision. How about you, D-Rose?
Yeah, I think I pretty much I couldn't have broken it down much better myself. Yeah, I think JSP, he's the much better grappler overall. I mean, Pat Sabatini's not going to make it a brawl, but I was going to say that's one thing that JSP can get caught into as well. And in that David Onama
I mean,
fight,
if he does,
he
he's
got
going
caught
to
up
get
in a little bit of
knocked
a brawl
out.
as well.
I mean, if Pat Sabatini
yeah.
makes it a brawl, he's going to sleep. Like,
Yeah,
did you see him
no,
fight
but-
Diego Lopez? Like that's out of the
No,
question. I mean, do I think
Yeah, no.
GSP's got Diego's power? No, but you know, it could still happen.
Yeah, but yeah, give me a JSP by decision here.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Jonathan JSP Pierce. So we'll move on to the next fight, being CJ Vergara taking on Ramazan Timarov. So currently, let's see, where's this one at? Because these odds are all wrong, out of place here. So CJ Vergara is 33 years old, 5'6" and a 68-inch reach, while Ramazan Timarov is CJ Vergara is 12-5. Ramazan Timarov is 17-2. CJ Vergara, 33 years old, 5'6", 68-inch reach, while Timarov is 27 years old, 5'5", and we don't have a reach on Tapology. So it is what it is. Currently, odds for this fight, plus 280 for CJ Vergara and minus 355 for Ramazan Timarov, or Ramazan Bek Timarov, according to DraftKings here. Minus 355. So, yeah, D-Rose, you know, I think we're aware of how CJ Vergara fights go. UFC basically just feeds him one of these dudes that they want to test to see if he's a real fighter or not. And, you know, sometimes UFC finds out that, you know, that they don't really have a real fighter on their hands. And in that case, they'll use it as other feeders for other fighters in the promotion. But CJ Vergara is a good test to see if you are at UFC level. I just don't. I can tell you right now, he has no wins over anyone currently in the UFC, because usually if he wins, then they go on to lose 2 more times and then get cut from the UFC. So, I just
or they just get cut from the UFC directly after losing to him.
Yeah, as well. I do think Ramazan Timarov is the real deal. I do think he is the rightful favorite here. I think he probably wins this fight via decision, because I don't know if CJ has ever been finished, to be honest. So give me Ramazan Timarov to win this fight via decision. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, so he's never been knocked out, CJ Vergara, but he has been submitted.
Oh, got submitted by Taira. I remember that.
Yeah, so he has been submitted before, but yeah, I think he's a good striker. He's got pretty good power, good chin. But looking at some of Timarov's highlights, the dude's an absolute just menace.
Just
dude,
wings, hooks, right? It's like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, he looks like an absolute savage. So now that's the only thing. It's not gonna be easy to finish CJ Vergara. So if you're just gonna go in there and just try to just wing hooks for the first 2-3 minutes of the fight, and you're not going to get CJ Vergara out there. I mean, if you look exactly at that Daniel Lacerda fight, Daniel Lacerda started off that fight quick against CJ Vergara, hurt him, and obviously gassed out later in the fight. If Timarov comes to fight like that, I think CJ Vergara can pose some problems. But I think if he stays calm, cool, and collected, I think he should be able to take care CJ Vergara here. I think it goes to decision as well. But give me Tamarov here.
I agree. So me and D-Rose both on Ramazan Bekhtemirov. Moving on to the next fight, we do have Clayton Carpenter taking on Lucas Rocha. This has been a fun one, dude. I liked Clayton Carpenter on the Contender Series, and he's got a lot of hype behind him. So Clayton Carpenter 7-0, Lucas Rocha 17-1, dude. Phenomenal, Lucas Rocha. We had a phenomenal fight this past weekend against Kayla Harrison. So Clayton Carpenter is, let me get the correct odds, currently a minus 205 favorite, while Lucas Rocha is plus 170. Clayton Carpenter, 28 years old, 5'6", and a 66-inch reach, while Lucas Rocha is 24 years old, 5'3", and a 64-inch reach. I liked Clayton Carpenter on the Contender Series, D-Rose. Not fantastic anywhere, but a good overall fighter that has been fighting forever. Like grew up at Fight Ready in Arizona. Like been there since he was a child. So I think he has the skills to win. I do think he does win. Give me Clayton Carpenter to win this fight via decision. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, and Rocha, I know he's coming in with a little bit more experience as well. So that would be the only thing that would make me.
CJ loves missing flyweights.
Hey, I mean he'll make 128 all day. Yeah, he'll make 127 and 120 all day.
He's lost every fight that he's missed the weight on.
That's the worst part. Is that you think you'd come in with the advantage and you end up being the one that ends up not having the advantage. So it's like, did it? What is he just that ass at cutting weight at this point or what? But but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, not knowing much about Rocha. Like I said, I've only seen Carpenter on the Contender Series, but he's been. Oh no, so he fought in February of 23. But I was about to say, yeah, he's been off for a while. So what? It's October 24 now. So yeah, he's been off for a year and a half. So maybe nursing an injury or something like that, or maybe just trying to train to get better. Who knows? But hopefully the time off has kind of done him better. And I'll go Clayton Carpenter here.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Clayton Carpenter. We'll move on to the next one. And dude, when I saw the odds for this fight earlier in the week, my eyes got like as big as like soda cans, dude. I was like, what? What's going on here, dude? Do you remember when Themba Gorimbo was like a minus 1,000 favorite over what was it, Pete Rodriguez? Dude, it's
but it's Pete Rodriguez.
I mean, we have a 35-year-old Nico Price, dude, that gets finished like he does it for fun at this point. Like, and what's odds on this currently? Because I know they've changed. Yeah, minus 375 Themba Gorimbo now, but dude, I'm surprised this isn't minus 500, minus 600, minus 700 Themba Gorimbo, dude, because I haven't even broke it down yet, but I think Themba probably knocks out Nico probably in the first round. And if not, then it's going to get real hairy and Nico might win this fight. But here we go. We got the hybrid Nico Price, 16-7. As I said, currently plus 295, the underdog, 35 years old, 6 foot, and a 76-inch reach. While Themba Gorimbo, the feel-good story, the answer, the Rock. That's why he called the shoe the answer. I think that's what his shoe's called. I don't know. Now I think about Allen Iverson. What am I talking about? Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. But...
He's currently minus 375, the favorite. 33 years old, 6'1", and a 77-inch reach. And backed by The Rock. Now, bought him a house, getting proper training. It looks like UFC wants to push them, but give them favorable matchups, dude. And I mean, is this not a very favorable matchup? Dude, the under 2.5 on this is minus 125. As soon as I get Themba finish props, dude, I'm dropping it on there. I think Themba finishes Nico Price early here. What's your thoughts on this one, man?
Man, I'm a Nico Price fan, and honestly, he's not Of course, Dave. Of course he is. I am too, Dave, by the way. And But no, I'm a Pete. I'm just sitting here saying
You're a Pete Rodriguez fan?
Yeah, I'm clearly. Yeah, I am, dude. I'm a Pete Rodriguez. I'm a Nico Price fan. He's always brought fun fights. Obviously a tough matchup with Themba Gorimbo here. I'm going to go Themba Gorimbo. But honestly, I don't think it's as easy as you kind of make it seem. I think Nico's going to end up bringing the pressure and the striking, and I think Themba's going to get to the point where he's just going to kind of take Nico down. Maybe he can get a ground and pound finish or something like that, but I think Nico makes this fight a lot tougher for Themba Gorimbo than what some people think, just because he's just that batshit crazy of a guy, just walking forward, just winging hooks. But yeah, I'll go Themba Gorimbo here, maybe by like some type of wrestling decision here.
All right. I don't hate it. I could see it happen. I just think Nico's old, and he just looked like dog shit against Alex Moreno in his last fight. And speaking of Alex Moreno, we've got him fighting on Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez. So here we go. So D-Rod, 17-5 overall. Alex Moreno, 24-10 overall. Dude, is this not a prison fight? Alex Moreno has always looked like some sort of like skinhead, dude, and he did. That's just how he looks, and I don't know why, dude. And D-Rod has, talked about all his prison stories and all his prison fights, dude. So this is another prison fight here, dude.
All his prison tattoos.
Exactly, dude. So D-Rod, 37 years old, 6'1" and a 74-inch reach, while Alex Moreno is 34 years old, 5'11" and a 72-inch reach. So D-Rod's going to be the bigger guy here, taller, longer. Currently, odds for this fight are another one that I don't really understand. D-Rod currently minus 218, Alex Moreno plus 180, dude. And I just think D-Rod, he always somehow goes a split decision, but ends up winning these fights for the most part. Sometimes he don't deserve them, and sometimes he does deserve them, dude. I think, before his last 3 fights, he was 17-1 or some shit like that. So he's lost his last 3 now, or a few out of his last 3. But I just think he looked pretty good against Kelvin. That fight was pretty close, as were Alex Moreno.
And remember, Kelvin came in super overweight.
5 pounds over, 8 pounds overweight or some shit. Yeah.
No, they were supposed to fight at welterweight, and Kelvin Gastelum called in the week of and said, "Hey guys, guess what? I'm not going to make it. Let's just do 185." So after Daniel Rodriguez had depleted himself of making 170, he then beefed back up to 185 and still put on a good fight against Kelvin. So yeah, it was a good performance from him. You're correct.
Yeah. So, and then on the other hand, Alex Moreno looked like absolute shit against Nico Price in his last fight, dude. I'm pretty sure everyone picked Alex Moreno to win that fight, and Nico Price ended up winning decision, dude. But there was no shot that fight was getting finished, dude. Both fighters just looked like shit, and they just didn't want to be in there at all, dude. If Alex Moreno comes in here looking like that terrible bag of milk that he's been looking like, dude, I'm going to be the happiest person ever, because I will be betting D-Rod 3 or decision. 3 or decision, because am I confident that Alex Moreno don't get snoozed in the 3rd round by D-Rod jab and then a straight? No, I'm not. Give me D-Rod 3 or decision here. How about you, D-Rose?
So I will say here, I'm a D-Rod fan. I'm always back D-Rod for a little bit. And that we always talk about, I feel like every time we talk about Alex Moreno before a fight, we always talk about how we underrate him. I know you could look back at his last fight and say, hey, that Nico Price fight was bad. He took the fight on a week's notice, and you could clearly see that in the 3rd round. Dude, he literally could barely I remember he was standing so flat-footed. Usually he's got that little bounce where he's just kind of bouncing around, and he had no bounce in the 3rd round. He literally tried to throw a leg kick and couldn't even lift up his leg to throw the leg kick. It was absolutely hilarious. I'm going to imagine that he's going to come in a little bit better shape this time around. D-Rod, man, I will say the only thing, he looked good in that Gastelum fight, but I will say, even in the Leach fight that he won, In the Neil Magny fight, the Ian Gary fight, it is what it is in that fight. He's ended up taking a big shot and got KO'd. But yeah, there's just kind of, I don't know, there's just kind of this lapse in action for D-Rod. He's not really doing too much, and I think that's where sometimes an active opponent like Morono can take advantage. D-Rod is the more technical striker, so I'm still going to go with D-Rod. But I'm probably not going to play this in too many bets or anything, man, because D-Rod just himself it's kind of disappointed me in his last few fights. He has a little bit of
dog. This is going to trigger
action,
this going to trigger that prison PTSDs and come out there like in his old days, dude.
Dude, I would love it, man. I would love it. When he first came into the UFC, he looked like an absolute killer. But it does look like over his last few fights, it looks like he's kind of showing his age a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I do have to agree, but Alex Morono ain't looked too good either over the past few fights. So it ain't the worst shit in the world. So we'll move on to the next one. Me and D Rose are both on D-Rod to win that fight, but we've got Josh Fremd, probably I'm gonna go ahead and say it, the worst fighter on the middleweight roster. Josh Fremd going to be taking on Judo Thunder Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Josh Fremd is 11-6. Abdul Razak Al Hassan is 12-6. Currently, odds for this fight are -166 for Abdul Razak Al Hassan and +140 for Josh Fremd. Josh Fremd is 30 years old, 6'4", dude. He's taller than 6'4". I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I saw him when I was in Vegas, dude. I was like, holy fuck! Like he's like probably one of the tallest people I've ever seen in actual real life. I'm like, this dude is tall as shit. Not big by any means, but he was really tall. Judo Thunder, on the other hand, 39 years old, 5'10" and a 73-inch reach. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna keep it short. If Abdul Razak Al Hassan comes out like he fought Cody Brundage in his last fight, dude, he's knocking Josh Fremd out in this first round. It just is what it is, and I think he does, dude. I think after that, after the fight got called a no contest, we got the hit in the back of the head. He was pissed off going into that fight. And imagine how pissed off he is now, even after that fight, still not really getting the paycheck that he's been looking for, to be honest. So, yeah, I feel sorry for Josh Fremd this weekend. I am on Abdul Razak Al Hassan to knock out Josh Fremd in the first round. The over-under on this one is -160. I'm sorry, the over-under on this one is 1.5. The over 1.5 -160. The under 1.5 +124. Yeah, give me Abdul Razak and under, dude. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this one's tough, man, because I think obviously 2 paths to victory here. Abdul Razak Al Hassan, he comes out like a bat out of hell, throwing them hooks and big power shots. He can get Josh Fremd out of there because Josh Fremd has been known to get chin checked a couple times. But there is a path to victory for Josh Fremd as well. We have seen him use his wrestling at certain points in time, and I think if he's able to get in and shoot in on Abdul Razak Al Hassan, I really do think that he could get the win against him as well. And Abdul Razak Al Hassan, just to me, has just not
do it.
He has just not displayed good takedown defense. Man, the only thing for me with Josh Fremd, dude, that Petrosky fight, he absolutely killed me.
Absolutely. You remember when Trajan Gore with like some kind of dude? Oh no, what happened to Deer? Okay, there he is. Are you there still?
Yeah, no, I heard you. I think I buffed a little bit, but we hear. And I can hear you the whole time. But yes, cool. Yes, I do remember. And but Trajan Gore is a little bit more technical than Abdul Razak Al Hassan is too, especially at the later point in his career. I'll take the dog and Josh Fremd. I think he's going to actually end up getting I think Josh Fremd gets a submission
for the pick.
Yeah, I think he gets it. I think he gets a submission. Man, we'll see about the pick champ, but we have seen Abdul Razak Al Hassan get taken down and submitted before. I mean, Josh Fremd at that size should be able to control the distance and kind of dictate the pace when he wants. So give me a Josh Fremd.
Yeah. All right. I bet he has the same PO as Cedric. Maybe. Yeah, another case.
Damn.
So fighter is older, but still low key in his prime. Just think, Abdul has had some bad stylistic matchups. Yeah, like the Buckley. And we got a $10 super chat from Tim. I mean, $20 super chat from Tim. I appreciate you, Tim. You are the absolute man. Appreciation for schooling me over the past 18 months. You guys are the best. I appreciate you, Tim. We're not always right, but we try to
Especially
give you
me.
our best reads. Yeah, we try to give you our best reads. And then we got Dave said you couldn't pay me to bet on this fight. Yeah, it's
Hell
probably. I think Alisson knocks him out in the first round. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to bet on this fight. So it's okay. One that I do have a bet on, and it is my long shot play of this week, dude. Let's get into it. We got Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani taking on Jared, the Night Train Choo Choo Gooden. Chidi Njokuani is 23-10. He is 35 years old, 6'3" and an 80-inch reach. This fight is taking place down at 170 as well. So this is Chidi's second UFC fight down at 170. Going to be taking on Jared, the Night Train Choo Choo Gooden. 30 years old. 6 foot and a 77-inch reach. Currently, odds for this fight are minus 175 for Chidi Njokuani and plus 145 for Jared Gooden. The over-under on this one is set at 1.5. The over 1.5 minus 166. The under 1.5 plus 130. D-Rose, I'm going to pass it to you first. Would you like to do the honors? Which way are you going here?
Yeah, I know you're a Jared Gooden fan, so I probably got a pretty good idea on which way you're going to be leaning here. I'm a Chidi fan as well, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough matchup for him, man, because
especially after seeing the Reese McKee fight down at 170 last. I was live in the building for that one, and I was like, I don't know which way this is going.
Well, the big thing, honestly, I did not realize Reese McKee was that big, dude. And to think that he was actually, when he was in Cage Warriors, he fought at 155. Because seeing him size up against, dude, he was bigger than Chidi Njokuani at 170, and Chidi fought at 185. So, like, dude, Reese McKee could probably every bit of fight at 185 and be just fine. Like, it's absolutely crazy to see how big that dude is. But so I'm not going to hold that too much against Chidi, and I think he was expecting more of a striking battle with Reese McKee, where Reese McKee has a striking background versus Jared Gooden is a mixed martial artist, and he mixes it up well. Takedowns, kind of that pressure boxing type of style where he's working in his boxing and his takedowns against the fence. I could very well understand why you're going to choose Jared Gooden. I'm going to take Chidi here because I think he's going to be anticipating the takedowns. And I just think the distance management is going to be a big thing there with that big reach advantage. Chidi with the stiff jab, got good power. He's not going to be able to hurt Jared Gooden or get him out of there. I think it does go down to a decision. But I think Chidi's got enough in the tool bag for with his striking to be able to keep Jared Gooden off of him, land the damage, and get the win.
If Chidi wins, I see it being via decision. I could see that. However, just like Jared Gooden's last fight, dude, when he fought Wellington Turman, Jared Gooden has this sneaky power. I don't know how to explain it. His arms flare up like this when he punches, and it comes like his elbow comes up and then he punches, dude. But he's got this sneaky power, and I've seen him wobble more than a few people, dude. And I think the fight that, if you want, I personally think not as bloody, but I think this fight kind of goes like the RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez versus Chidi fight. I think Chidi may have Jared maybe wobbled in the first round, hit him a few times, but we know Jared Gooden's game, and he's tough, and he's there to win. And I think Chidi might empty the gas tank, and once he doesn't finish Jared, then in round 2 and 3, what does he have left? So I think we get a round 2-3 sub prop cash in from Jared Gooden this weekend, because Chidi after the first round just don't got nothing left. Jared Gooden's still there, puts the pressure on Chidi, breaks Chidi, and we get this probably late round 2, early round 3 Jared Gooden via submission. That's my long shot prop. I have a little screenshot of it. I'll show you guys at the end of the thing. But I think it's actually, I'll go ahead and pull it up. What is it? Plus 2,900, plus 2,600. I put $5 on it, but it's the win like over 100. What is it? Jared Gooden to win by submission, round 2 or 3. Look at that, $5 to win 135. You know, at worst I lose $5, but I like the late Jared Gooden sub props here. I think Jared Gooden subs Cheaty late after he breaks him. So yeah, me and D-Rose split on that one as expected. So we will move on to the next fight, being Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. KGD Grant Dawson is 21-2-1 overall. 30 years old, 5'10" and a 72-inch reach, while gifted Rafa Garcia is 30 years old, 5'7" and a 70-inch reach. Currently, odds for this fight are minus 440 for Grant Dawson and plus 340 for Rafa Garcia. He's not Brazilian. So the over-under on this one is set at 2.5. The over 2.5 is going to be minus 300. The under 2.5 is going to be plus 220. D-Rose, I don't mind a draw prop here, to be honest.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Just because we know Rafa Garcia's tough and he's got a gas tank and can last, and we know Grant Dawson goes all out in the first 2 rounds and pretty much don't really have a lot left in that 3rd round, man. So when he has lost it, it's because of that 3rd round for the most, or aside from the Bobby Green fight when he got snoozed in like fucking 15 seconds. But when he has shown disadvantages, it has been later on in the fights, dude. But I'm still going to go Grant Dawson to win the fight via decision. But if I can find a draw prop that's got a lot of money, or here, what's the draw here? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Grant Dawson. Fight props. What's fight to end in a draw?
You're probably pretty low because no, I'm kidding. No, you probably got some damn good. Probably minus or plus 5,000. Let's just say that.
Draw plus 5,000. It is plus 5,000 exactly. Yeah, so 50-1 if it ends in a draw. But it wouldn't surprise me, dude, because could we see Grant Dawson win the first 2 rounds and then get 10-8'd by Rafa in the 3rd? Yeah, I could see it. But yeah, give me Grant Dawson to win this fight via decision. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, I don't have too much more to add to it. I just think that Grant Dawson obviously going to use his control, his wrestling, his pressure. Hoffa's got pretty good takedown defense, but I think this could look a lot like the Jakar Close fight for Rafa Garcia, where he can stop the takedowns initially, but I think Jakar Close was able to use his boxing, then still use his takedowns as well, and was able to mix it up with the chain wrestling. I think Grant Dawson, although he doesn't have as good a striking as Jakar Close, I think it just ends up eventually using his chain wrestling, getting it down to the ground, getting a lot of control, and yeah, I think he gets a decision win.
Yeah,
definitely not betting it.
But yeah,
definitely not betting it.
And I agreed with Anton. I just don't like the odds here. I do think Grant Dawson wins. I just minus 400 just seems kind of odd. But I mean, every time,
especially considering he got smoked by King Green the way he did too. Like if he got smoked in the first 50 seconds of that fight, I mean, there's no reason for him to be any type of minus 400 or higher favorite.
Yeah, but every time like he fights, he's always just a huge favorite, dude. Like we can't. Eventually, maybe he'll drop. Who knows? But we'll move on to the next one, being, Brad Tavares taking on the Iron Turtle, Jung Young Park. So Brad Tavares is 20-9 overall. He is 36 years old, 6'1", and a 74-inch reach. While the Iron Turtle, Jung Young Park, 17-6 overall. He is 33 years old, 5'10", and a 73-inch reach. Currently, odds for this fight are plus 160 for Brad Tavares and minus 192 for the Iron Turtle. Over-under on this one is set 2.5, over 2.5, minus 300, under 2.5, plus 220. D-Rose, this fight was scheduled not too long ago, and do you remember who we picked for this fight?
I was pretty sure I picked the Iron Turtle, and you had picked Brad Tavares.
That's kind of how I'm leaning here still, but I didn't want to pick Flip. I still am. I think I'm leaning toward Brad Tavares just because I don't see Iron Turtle taking down Brad Tavares. And when Turtle wins, it's with his grappling. So unless Turtle can just jab up Brad Tavares and keep on that jab, then I just don't see him winning the fight. I'm still going to go with the dog here. Give me Brad Tavares to win the fight via decision. What about you, D Rose? Don't feel great about it. Probably not going to be betting that one, to be honest. It's probably the ones I don't feel good about at all.
I mean, I will say he does use his grappling a lot, but if you go back to the Albert Duraev fight, dude,
that's the only one that he boxed up because Albert Duraev has absolutely no striking. He has power, but it's either grappling or
he
power
has striking.
shot.
He doesn't have a great gas tank, and he was gassing there at the end of the second before he got the finish. And that was the big thing, is that Iron Turtle was putting that pressure on him. But dude, Iron Turtle, those combinations that he was throwing against the fence with, like, he was throwing the nasty elbows and like it was like an elbow right hand left hook combo that was absolutely nasty. So yeah, I mean, let's not underrate the Iron Turtle striking now. I mean, you were the one who was a big fan of him, and now it kind of almost seems, I'm not saying you're not a fan of him, but it almost seems like I've kind of taken. It seems like I've kind of taken more of the role of rooting for him more than
not the best matchup for him here. I don't think.
I mean, honestly, I think it's a perfect matchup for him. I think Brad Tavares, I think he's got punching power, but I don't think he has any type of like lethal boxing or anything like that. He's got good leg kicks. Obviously, he showed that in the Chris Weidman fight. But yeah, I think Iron Turtle, younger guy. I think the more versatile guy in terms of using the grappling and the striking together. Brad Tavares can do that, but I think not as well as Young Park. So yeah, give me some Iron Turtle, man. Let's go by decision.
All right, we will be split on that one. I am on Brad Tavares, D Rose on the Iron Turtle, Young Park. So we'll move on to the main event of. Let me see if you guys got anything to say about this one. Dave likes turtles. Crazy Tavares went back and forth with DDP and gave one of his best fights. Right. Absolutely nuts. And I'm happy. Thank you.
I'm happy. Thank you.
So we'll move on to the main event. We got Brandon Raw Dog Royval taking on Tatsuro Taira. Fun fight. We've got pure chaos ahead of us on Saturday in this main event because that's what Brandon Royval fights like. He's all gas and no breaks, no defense either, just offense. Yeah. So Brandon Royval, 32 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach, while Tatsuro Taira is 16-0, undefeated. 24 years old, 5'7" and a 70-inch reach. Currently, odds for this fight, Brandon Raw Dog Royval, the underdog, at plus 230. Tatsuro Taira, the favorite, at minus 285. The over-under on this one is 3.5, minus 135 for the over, and plus 105 for the under, D-Rose. Tough fight. Because it's chaos, man. How can you be confident in what's going to happen in this fight? Like, with any Raw Dog Royval fight, if he's not fighting like the champ, it's kind of hard to tell how that fight's going to go, dude. And I'm 80% sure I picked Alex Perez to beat Taira in his last fight too. So it's like Clearly, I see some holes in Taira's game where I don't think he's flawless. And I think Raw Dog Royval has just enough chaos to maybe cause Taira some problems. Like we saw him get dropped by Edgar Chairez, and we know Edgar Chairez has power, but yeah, I don't think
he rocked Josh Van as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's as wild and as unpredictable and as chaotic. And Brandon Royval the Kai Car France fight is it just sums up Brandon Royval fights in a nutshell. Dude gets dropped, takes a knee, stands back up, and immediately throws a spinning elbow to then knock out Kai Car France, and all happened just like that, dude. So yeah, I think let's go with Brandon Royval to just give Tatsuro Taira some problems that he's never seen in any of his fights. I'm going with a dog here. Give me Brandon Royval to, let's say, 3rd round knockout. Brandon Royval. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd say no, I know Raw Dog's your guy too, so I know you were going to ride with him. Or I felt good about that. I will say as well, I am with you with Tatsuro Taira not being completely sold on him. He is hittable. I also picked Perez going into that last fight as well. I believe we both picked Alex Perez going into that fight. And to be fair, like I know it was kind of like the body lock or whatever that Taira had. So it was technically, by him that, why Alex Perez ended up getting hurt, but unfortunate to the injury. I would like to have seen Alex Perez push him a little bit more.
That fucking knee, that knee take, dude. Did you watch the series?
The knee
I think was it last week where a dude almost did the same shit, just jumped on the dude's knee and just fucking buckled him, dude. It's dude, when you attack people's knees, that's scary, dude. That's scary.
Yeah. That's what it was. I knew it was the grappling injury. I couldn't remember if it was the leg or the body, but I would have liked to have seen Alex Perez push Taira a little bit more than that. But there's one thing that we know about Brandon Royval. Man, when he gets taken down, he gets very content on his back. He will sit there and just kind of keep throwing elbows and trying to throw up triangles, and he is very unpredictable. But going back to that Pantoja fight, that's exactly what Pantoja was able to do. Not saying Taira is on Pantoja's level, but he does have every bit of that capability in the grappling department as well. So I think Taira goes in there, the clear path to victory, take the fight to the ground. And I think Brandon Royval is going to have a hard time getting back up. He's going to provide a tough challenge. He's going to be throwing elbows from bottom. He's going to make it hard for Taira. But I think Taira ends up getting it done. And I'm going to go with Tatsuro Taira by submission. Let's say I'm going to say a late submission. Maybe 3-4-5 or something like that. But let's go late submission by Taira here.
I can see it, but it's just because Brandon Royval is so chaotic, and he can get hurt. He's not the most durable fighter in the world. So, I mean, none of that would surprise me. I'm probably not going to have any bets on the main event this weekend. And I feel like the past few weeks, anytime I bet on the main event, it's just been wrong anyway. So maybe I should just stop betting on these damn main events. So I'm not sure if I'll have any bets on that one to begin with. So, D-Rose, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different fights. 13 fights on the card, and we are split on over half of them, my guy. So, do you need me to tell you which ones we're split on, or do you have which ones we're going to do for the big champ?
I got him in my pocket, so let's go. We'll do main and co-main. We'll do main and co-main because I know those two we're back and forth on. And then I'll throw you a bone here. Let's do Josh Frim, Abdul Razak Hassan. So I'll give you that one there. So Josh,
are you sure you don't want to do the 3 in the middle, like Argetta, Haddon, Alhassan, Frim, and then Good and Chitty?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll take 2 dogs like that.
Nah, I'm good.
So
no, thank you.
So you want main event, co-main event, and then Alhassan, Frim. 3. Okay.
Yep.
Royval, Taira. All right, here we go. So for the pick champ this week, for the pick champ and the bean eating, dude, them shits are stuck in there.
Yeah, same.
But you
pick them up a little bit earlier.
But it's humid as shit here too, so it makes sense why they're all stuck together. But for the pick champ and the bean eating this upcoming week, the 3 different fights for the pick champ are Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira, where I am on Raw Dog Brandon Royval, D Rose on Tatsuro Taira. Second different fight is Brad Tavares versus Jung Young Park, where I am on Brad Tavares, D Rose on the Iron Turtle, Jung Young Park. And our third one, I wish we had 3 other ones, but it is what it is. Our third one is Alhassan versus Josh Frim, where I am on Judo Thunder, Abdul Razak, Alhassan, D Rose on Josh Frim. So I am on a few dogs this weekend. 2 of the dogs that I really, really like are Dan Argetta and Jared Gooden. And speaking of those, we'll move on to I believe the podcast play of the week. So here it is. $10 this week. Dan Argueta money line. I don't think he should be the underdog. I think he wrestles Cody Haddon to a decision. If not, submit him. So Dan Argueta money line is my $10 podcast play of the week. Trying to double up our money. And our long shot is Jared Gooden. Sub 2 or 3. Put $5 on that. Hopefully Jared Gooden gets that round 2 or 3 sub once he breaks Chidi Bang Bang and Jaquani. So that is all we have for the show, D-Rose. Hope everyone enjoys the fights this weekend. Hope everyone has good rest of your week. Y'all stay safe. If you are in the Florida or the Florida area, get out of there. Don't try to show how big your balls are, dude. Like that, it looks kind of wild. And with how the last one worked, from hearing all the pictures and the news, how it came up in Virginia last week, you guys should not be messing around with that. Get out of there. But anything before we get out of here, D-Rose?
No, man. No, good pod today. And we coming back for the pig champ this week. I can't eat 3 of them like that again, even though I had 2 good ones. But no, we definitely coming back for that belt this week.
All right. Antoine want to know, can you guys scan over UFC 308 real quick? I know D-Rose salty about 308 because you wanted to take off for that one. So I know you're excited for it.
Yeah, I unfortunately, of course, it is going to be one of the early cards because it was supposed to be Islam versus Armin, and of course that fight got pushed back, so they had to keep the fight scheduled for the damn Abu Dhabi United Emirates because they paid for the card there, and of course it's still going to air at 2:00, and I'm going to be stuck at work.
Prelims are at 10 a.m.
Fight's going on. Yeah,
prelims, and so, there's 100 prelims right now.
Yeah, that early ass card, man, absolutely screwed me. And I'm not gonna be able to be home to watch it. So at least, hopefully, like all the fights in there are pretty good. But man, I gotta see that main event, man. I gotta hide somewhere.
Let's go over real quick, D-Rose. Let me get your picks real quick. Renat Fakhretdinov, Nursultan Rozaboev.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't. Do we gotta reveal our picks or just how we like the fight? I don't want to reveal our hand too quick, right?
Well, fuck it. I'll do it. I don't care. I'd pick Renat Fakhretdinov there. Farid Basharat, Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo is good, but Farid Basharat is undefeated and a very good fighter as well. I'd probably go Farid Basharat there. Kennedy and Zechiku versus Justin Tafa. I don't care. Abbas Magomedov, Bruno Ferreira. Oh, I'm taking Bruno Ferreira there. I can't wait to see odds on that one. Said Nurmagomedov, Daniel Santos. Should be a fun one, but in Abu Dhabi, Said's going to end up.
Abus is the favorite right now on ESPN. Yeah. On the ESPN app, Abus is the favorite over Bruno Ferreira.
Is it by a lot or is it a close fight?
Like minus 150. Bruno plus 125.
I need to wait on a late KO props for Bruno there. Matus Raumbesky, Miktabek Orabide. That's a fantastic fight. I'm excited for that one. Especially after Raumbesky looked like ass against Diego Ferreira. So we got
Diego Ferreira's just good, man. I know you hate him, but he's good.
He ain't.
He's good, man.
Jeff Neal versus RDA's on there. Dude, this is a really good pay-per-view. The whole card is really good. Shara Bullet versus Armin Petrosian. Ankalaev versus Rakic. I know you're going to be sneaking away to watch that one. And that's what you're most excited for.
That's the one that I am the most excited that I get to miss. Is that fight right there. That's the one I'm most excited to miss.
This is a fight that I don't understand why it's on here. Lerone Murphy versus Danny Ige. Just the most random fighter to just be inserted on the Abu Dhabi card.
I hope it doesn't happen because Danny Ige wanted to get on the Sphere card. They didn't get him on the Sphere card. And now they got him fighting in Abu Dhabi against Lerone Murphy. It shouldn't happen.
Do you think Rob versus Khamzat happens or no?
Probably not. Because it's supposed to be a 5-round fight too. You know Khamzat wants nothing to do with the 5-round fight.
Yeah. And then Ilya versus Max. Cannot wait for that one. I'm excited. Y'all be good. I appreciate you guys. I hate those early cards. I like them because I got the rest of my day. To do whatever I want. I have to call out. Cards. I never work PPVs. It's horrifying to me. Try to watch Whitaker versus All right, you guys. So that's going to be it for the day show. We appreciate you guys stopping by here, hanging out with us. A little bit over 2 hours of UFC talk, but we appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out with us. Once again, if y'all haven't already, hit that like button for your boys. And if you're not subscribed here, what are you doing? Subscribe. And yeah, with that being said, you can catch me here Friday live for Change the Cheddar, 10 p.m. I'll be giving my final bets to include those that I just now showed you. Probably a couple parlays, try to win a lot of money from a little bit of money. But yeah, so I'll see you guys Friday for that. But with that being said, anything before we get out of here, D-Rose?
No, man. Good pod today. We'll see you boys next week.
All right. Catch me and D-Rose right back here live next week. We will be recapping these fights and giving you our picks for next week. So with that being said, we truly appreciate you guys for stopping by here and hanging out with us here tonight. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.